Wow, you made it to the Wealth Creation Blueprint video. I'm so excited to be here with you today. You sitting down or taking our time to watch this recorded video says a whole lot about you. Do you know how many persons that says they want to be wealthy? I've traveled far and wide and I've never seen any religion, I've never seen any tribe that believes that God created some persons to be rich and some to be poor. Rich. So why are some people rich and why are some persons poor? Because of what they know and what they are doing. You created our time to watch this recorded video. I want to encourage you to stay tight and make sure you complete this video. Watch till the end. Two major organizations that put this training together. The Wealth Psychology Team is an online platform that educates people on how to get into viable investments and become very successful. And the Realistic Dreams Initiative. And the essence of this video is to show you clearly how anyone can move from point A to point B in their own economic lives. We believe so much that anyone can become financially independent if they know how to get there. And that's what this video is all about. Some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you in this video are the things you're already aware of. You already know them. Some of you maybe you're already doing some of them. So I'm here to provide you kind of like a guide and extra information that can help you to become successful financially. I need you to go and get a pen and a jotter to write down the information being made available to you in this video. Let's get right started. Make sure you watch till the end.
Nothing in life is difficult. Nothing in life is difficult. You are simply untrained. Whatever you find difficult to do is because you're untrained. Poor man equals an untrained wealthy man. So everyone is wealthy, but maybe you're listening to this video, you're struggling financially because you are an untrained wealthy man.
So let's get straight to financial freedom. What is financial freedom? This is a dictionary definition, and I want to pay attention because I want to draw out some key points here.
Financial independence is the status of having enough income. Listen to that, enough income or wealth sufficient to pay one's living expenses for how long? For the rest of one's life, without, as a condition, without having to be employed or dependent
on others. So quickly, let's get into the four major components of financial freedom.
Number one, income and wealth. For you to be financially independent, you must start with earning income. There must be an income or maybe wealth, but not just an income. The income should be enough to take care of your living expenses, and not just 1 day living expenses or 2 day living expenses or 3 days or 1 year or 2 years. It has to be for the rest of one's life. So we have three components now. We have income and wealth as the first component of financial independence. You must have income coming in or wealth. Number two, that income or wealth should be enough to take care of your living expenses. That's the second component. Number three, for the rest of your life. Then number four, without having to be employed or dependent on others.
So when you have these four components put together, that explains what financial independence is, or financial freedom. I always love to use the word interchangeably. Financial freedom, financial independence. That's what it means. I always teach in terms of wealth building. Your greatest asset is your earning potential. The more you develop the capacity to earn, the wealthier you become. Why? Because in being wealthy, you have to keep generating what? Income. I love the way Warren Buffett puts it. He says, if you don't
learn how to earn money while you sleep, then get ready to work till you die.
So, I'm going to show you a formula that's going to help you. But before I show you that formula, we need to actually understand the different psychology that people adopt when it comes to earning income. Now, there are different kind of persons. I love to use what I call
the cash flow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then he explained the cash flow quadrant in a way that I believe that anyone that is open-minded will surely be able to move from point A to point B in their economic life. So I believe some of you listening to me this moment, I believe you are either an employee or you are self-employed, or maybe you are a business owner, or maybe you are an investor.
So I'm being recorded right now by Super Empire here. You have to hold this camera right now in time to be able to deliver this work. That's what we call being self-employed. So who is an employee? An employee is someone that have a job. With your middle skills, you can actually decide to pick up a job in a media company and get paid for it. In that case, you are trading your time for money. And also in the case of you being self-employed, you're still trading your time for money. So the major characteristics of the employees and self-employed is that they trade their time for money. How many of you have heard of this popular cliche? Very wrong, self-limiting cliche that time is money. How many of you have heard that before? Mr. Innocent, you've heard that before? Time doesn't equal money. Time equals life. Life is measured in minutes, in seconds, minutes, and hours, days, weeks, months, years. Time is life. You can lose money and get back the money, but you can't lose time and get back your time. So look at the mentality of the mind of employees and self-employed. They trade their life for money. So when it comes to making money, all they think about is what they can do as a person, who they can work for. Anyway, I always tell people, why would you have to go and think about owning a job when you can have a job? If you are self-employed and what you're doing, you are earning like 100,000, please, it is better to go work for someone and get paid 1 million. The same principle, you are expending your life, which is your time. If you know you are not ready to move to the second quadrant, the business owners and investors. So who is a business owner? A business owner is someone that invest in owning or building a system. A system is set of organized activities where value, products and services, value exchanges for revenue. So if you're not ready to invest in owning a system where work can be done independent of you to produce an income, then you're not ready to step up to being wealthy, because that's where wealth building starts. Owning a system. And then who is an investor? An investor is someone that invests in a already existing system for income to be generated. Permit me, I'm going to be focusing this talk majorly on the 97% of our populace, which is on the left quadrant, the employees and the self-employed. Now, I want to give you what I call the time-tested route to financial freedom. Don't forget where I started from. I said some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you are the things you already know. Some of you are already doing them, but you don't have the right progression. You don't have the right sequence to those things you're already doing, and that's the reason why you are not producing your desired result.
I'm going to give you what I call 5 steps to financial freedom. The first is what? Earn an income.
Financial freedom starts with what? Earning an income. I think the world we're living in right now, if you're not earning an income, I think you are lazy, because there is always something to do. Where you start from doesn't really matter. It's what you do with what you earn that truly matters. Now, when you start earning income, look at the mistake a lot of people make. They start looking for one investment or the other to make. So I'm in a position in my life where every month I must have a phone call from especially young people. And they always ask me questions like this, sir. Is there any form of investment that is available? A young man called me the other day. He said he has up to $1 million. And I asked him, how long did it take you to save this $1 million? He said, it took me about 18 months. So, what's your plan? He said, I'm looking for where to invest my money. I want to, so people are telling me to buy a land. Now, buying a property, a piece of land, is it wrong? No. Is it the right thing to do at that point in time? No. That's not the right thing to do. What is the second thing or second step to take in being financially independent?
Is to increase in your capacity to learn, to earn. I said earlier, in terms of building wealth, your greatest asset is your earning ability. The more you develop the capacity to earn, the wealthier you become.
My usual answer to those young men and women will always be, do you want me to be blunt with you, or do you want me to be soft? Obviously, they will always answer, I say, be blunt. I say, I think you are selfish. You are selfish on yourself. You are selfish on your business. It took your business 18 months to bring in 1 million naira. And you're not doing anything to increase that business. I said, it will die. And then you are selfish on yourself because the same level of knowledge you had 18 months ago is what you still have right now. And that's exactly what leads to frustration in life. You can't grow. The best thing you should do at that point in time is to invest in yourself. Never you forget this. The best investment you will ever make in terms of building wealth is investment in knowledge. That is a time to learn. Maybe you have an aspect of your business you need to expand on. The third step is what? Earn more income. If you're already earning 100,000, please expand, grow. Expand your capacity to earn. Expand your business to start earning 200,000. Think of earning 500,000 every month. Think of earning 1 million naira every month. Think on increasing your earning what? Capacity. Then number 4, I believe that a lot of people don't believe in so much, especially we the Africans, is what we call
setting up an emergency fund. So I will say, Mr. Donaldson, no, this one doesn't apply to us. But when you don't have an emergency funds in place, you won't have enough cushion, especially investing in other forms of assets, financial assets, real estate assets. The importance of emergency fund is that it creates a cushion for you, because your sources of income, you have to know, in building a business, there is always a winter and there's always a summer period. There's always a time when things are fascinating, encouraging, things are exploding for you, and there are times when things are not really going the way you want it to go. So what happens at that time? You have to fall back to your emergency funds. So emergency funds serves as a form of cushion for you to stabilize and then start building back again. Then after that, you can then start investing in other financial assets and real estate.
So let's look at the challenges of an employee and self-employed, and then after that, we're going to take a look at what a typical employee and self-employed will do.
Number one characteristics or challenge: low and average income. Most employees and self-employed have very low income. They never have enough. Number two, they have little or no experience when it comes to starting and running a successful business. Little or no experience. Then number three, they have limited time because they are trading their time or their life for money.
Now, because of these three major challenges that an employee and self-employed do have, let me show you the typical reaction or route that an employee or self-employed do take in order to achieve financial freedom. So
some will try to save money and invest in financial assets such as stocks, crypto, mutual funds, bonds, etc., real estate, in order to ultimately achieve what? Financial freedom. Is anything wrong with that? No.
What is wrong? The timing. So look at the characteristics and the problem here.
These financial assets, like the crypto, the stocks, the mutual funds, and then the index funds, and then the ETFs, they offer you low, and then if you mean to say, sometimes, most times, no income. So the only thing they offer you is what? Capital protection and appreciation over time. So they can protect your capital if you invest rightly.
And that's where the Wealth Psychology team comes in. So make sure you check out our YouTube channel, the Wealth Psychology channel, and then make sure you subscribe there, because there will give you tips on how to truly be a great investor. Now, some of you will tend to take the money you've saved and put into real estate, which many a times gives you low income or even no income, but capital protection or appreciation over time. So what is the big problem here? Great chances of losing capital or part of your capital due to early liquidation. So the greatest challenge of an employee and self-employed in their quest to make investments to attain financial freedom is early liquidation. And what is the solution to early liquidation? When you start earning, increase on your earning capacity, earn more income, set up emergency funds, and then start up these investments. So, what is the way out for you? Since you don't have enough money as an employee, okay, for me to put it that way, okay, I know some of you have some good income, all right, and then maybe you have enough money, but you don't have enough time, or maybe you even have some time, but you lack experience to start and run a successful business. There is an underlying principle in building wealth called
leverage. Leverage is principle in wealth building is the ability to earn more doing little. So the word leverage was gotten from the word called lever, and if you are taught in the principle of lever, with less force or with less force input, you have much work done.
Like for example, young lady here, you can't actually lift a car up with your hands, right? But with a car jack, you can. But keeping a car jack under the car will lift the car up. What's going to happen? You got to turn the car jack. So there's work input. You will turn the car jack up. But the work output, the result is that the car is being lifted up. The amount of work you put in is not commensurate with the work done. The work done always supersedes the work input. That's what leverage is. That's what a system does for you. A system is an invisible and visible setup that allows work to be done independent of you to produce revenue or income for you. So what it means is you are leveraging on a system.
areas you need to look at to leverage on in order to build wealth faster as an employee or self-employed. Number one is called financial leverage. You have to find a way or figure out a way to use other people's money so that you will not be limited by your own pocketbook. You have to think about time leverage. How do you use other people's time so that you're not limited by 24 hours?
You know, there is this popular billionaire that was asked, let me just give you the name. He was asked how many hours you work in a day. He responded and he said, I work 400,000 hours. Now, how can a human being work 400,000 hours in a day? The interviewer was quite very astonished. Pushing further, the man laughed. He said, I have 50,000 staff that work average of 8 hours a day. That's 400,000 hours of work produced. So some of us produce thousands of hours of work every single day. You know, that reminds me, someone asked me a question one day, came to my office one day and said, what do you really do? I'm just confused sometimes. What do you really do? I said, my dear, I'm one of the major distributors of, I mentioned of the company. And it was like, where's your warehouse? I said, my warehouse? My warehouse is in people's houses. I know you, what's your capital like? I said, my capital is less than 50,000 naira. I said, do you mean it? I said, yeah. So I don't see you running around. I say, yeah, people are running around and they're, so do you pay them? I don't pay them. Well, there are over 15,000 persons, hours of time that I'm earning from every single blessed day. That's time leverage.
Now, what we call systems and technology leverage. So the guy went for and asked me, so how do you manage the inventory? Because I pulled up the online platform I have produced by my partner company and I logged into my account and I was showing him some things. Wow. One account, over 92 million. What's going? So how do you manage all these, the transactions? I said, my dear, it was given to me free. Now, that inventory application should cost me overly about 5 million to produce. But it was given to me free because I understood what? Leverage. So you have to figure out a way to leverage on systems and technology to make more money so you can get more work done faster. Think about organizational what? Leverage. So the young man went forward and said, okay, so how do you coordinate the sales nationwide? And then you're talking about also distributing also in other African countries. I said, yes, so how? There's a leadership doing that. I'm not the one coordinating it. So you have to figure out a way to leverage on other people's resources, connections, and quality leadership so that you can expand beyond your own. Now you have to think about knowledge leverage. I said it before. One of the major challenges of the employees and self-employees that they lack enough knowledge that allows them to build something phenomenal. You have to figure out a way to use other people's talents, expertise, and experience so that you can utilize greater knowledge than you will ever possess. Everyone is always limited.
I always encourage people to think money this way. I would rather own 1% of a $1 billion company than to own 100% of a $1 million company. Did you hear that? You know what I just said? 1% of 1 billion is how much? That's what tell me. That's 10 million. 1% of 1 billion is 10 million. But 100% of 1 million is what? 1 million. You have to think leverage. How to leverage on other people's knowledge. Now, all these things I have said, I know many of you will be like, oh, come on, Mr. Nonso, engineer. So what do I do now? How do I leverage? Where do I find this kind of leverage? Where do I find this kind of system? How do I do this? Put all these things together. Now there is a business model that a lot of people has actually, they've looked down on it for a long time, and is a business model that keeps producing the most millionaires every single day, every single year, every single month. That is called
the franchising business model. Now, what is franchising business model? This is where one pays a license. Now, this is where you're going to pay a license to use the know-how, procedure, intellectual property, business model, brand, and rights to sell branded products and services.
That's simply what I did. All I did was to take my little money, pay for a license to use an already existing procedure, know-how, intellectual property, business model, brand. I don't need to go and create my own brand. I don't need to manufacture my own products. I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to think about distribution. I don't need to. I don't need to think about the logistics that has to do with manufacturing, distribution, transporting, branding, registrations, because that has been done by the parent company, the franchisors. All I need to do is to take my little money and invest in buying a right to own and to run the business system. Now, I've prepared another short video that will show you clearly. Listen, a very short video I've been prepared by the RDI and Web Psychology team, where we are going to be introducing to you what we call our business support project. Now, this business support project is where we are selecting very few focus-minded individuals to mentor them, coach them, take them by the hand, and get them establish their own franchising business. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you great insights on how to identify a great franchising company to work with. It's just about a 25 maximum 30 minutes video. I need you to watch that video. Contact the person that gave you this video link or sent it to you on WhatsApp. Let the person give you access to that video. Now, what you're going to benefit from this is phenomenal. Now, the most important thing in the franchising business model is that a franchising company called the Franchisors and Realistic Dreams Initiative, in partnership with us, we are going to be mentoring you day in and day out. Don't forget, a poor man is only but an untrained wealthy man. Contained in this video right away are a few testimonials. Some of our partner friends from US, from Canada, from UK, from Nigeria, from different parts of the world that we've mentored through our training program to establish their own franchising business model. And trust me, you are next in line to testify. So, make sure you contact the person that sent this video link to you to give you access to our mentorship forum. See you on the other side. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.